Hello everyone, and welcome to Week 8 of the Alaska region for EGFH Season 3 for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Today we have a best of 3 match between two players from Cordova, MrMayor and versus Wasting. I want to thank our sponsors Mob Crush and Playmakers Wanted for helping make this season possible. My name is Toxic Gerbil, and for this series I'm joined by Navik.
Yeah, what's going on, guys? And yeah, for this series, it should be good. We got two players from Cordova as well. So Wasting, and their tag in-game is Enforcer, I believe.
Yep.
But I'm pretty sure they want to go by MrMayor.
Alright, yeah, then we'll go by MrMayor.
Yeah. So Enforcer as MrMayor. And we need, yeah, starting this, coming off now. So we got, what, that's Adult Link and a Villager.
Villager, yeah. Both players who are no stranger to throwing projectiles at the other player. As we see a lot of Lloyds and a lot of arrows so far. The up smash punishing the roll though.
Yeah, I mean, this is an interesting game to cast after the earlier East Region games that we were casting. They were very hype. So not seeing Final Destination. It definitely a change of pace. We see platforms now. Double. Oh, Wasting shooting the arrow the wrong way there is MrMayor looking to try and close the gap. Playing a zoning game fairly well, trying to clean it out.
Now when you have two zoners, it's typically the person who zones better that wins, especially if the worst zoner opts into that playstyle, which means I think as both the players are playing right now, Villager is definitely favored to win the matchup. But that's not to say Link doesn't have win conditions. You just need to be a little more aggro than you're used to playing. You need to find those openings.
Yeah, I think you need to play. I think you need to play Link more like a swordy in this matchup, right? To some extent, you need to be trying to get a bit closer.
Yeah, definitely.
Bit like that.
Yeah, bit like that for sure. One of my best friends is actually one of the best villagers around, so I know some secret tech.
Oh,
Void Missile has no hitbox until it leaves the villager's hand at all. So if Villager starts pulling up a Lloyd, the entire time he's like pulling it up and holding it there before the rockets start firing, it won't explode on you if you just run up and challenge it. It's actually way easier to punish and challenge than it looks. Right there, we just saw the Link just
we
roll
did
straight.
just see it. So no hurt box until after the start of frame's been finished. So actually fairly punishable.
Yeah, it's incredibly punishable. It's not a move you want to just keep throwing out. It's something you definitely have to have a lot of space before you throw out. The other thing you have to be really careful of against Villager is to not go for low recoveries below the stage, because that is how you eat a bowling ball, and that is how you lose stocks at 60. See, we see Link getting a trade there, but trading an S-Smash for a Lloyd Missile, definitely worth it. If you just go in and contest it, it's a really good punish for you.
Yeah, good down air there, getting a lot of damage out. And actually Wasting has taken the lead by a fairly considerable amount.
The Hylian shield blocking the Lloyd Missile there. I always forget that Link has the Hylian shield, and every time it blocks a projectile, it just feels so funny to me. I don't know.
And the Hylian shield is, I mean, I think it's one of those things people don't think Link. I think a lot of people seem to think that it's purely cosmetic for Link.
Yeah, it's not something that's like in your head to play around, but every once block something and you're like,
oh wait,
yeah,
he's got that.
About that, yeah.
Yeah, he can block certain. Oh right, yeah. Huh. Funny that.
We do see Link actually pulling a really solid lead here. As we have seen him throw less projectiles and go in, he dies, but he's still up 51%. That's probably around half a stock. So
yeah, and again, like we were saying,
challenge that rocket, yeah.
Challenging that rocket is definitely working out very well with the F smash.
Yeah, Villager getting really close to kill percent here. Both players playing very patiently, but Wasting just managing to find his way around the Villager's projectiles and just get projectiles of his own. I'd really like to see more aerials, back air and forward air, coming out from Villager instead of the Lloyd missiles, because we have seen Wasting punish these Lloyd missiles more and more as the game has progressed, and just getting those pellets. They only deal like 3% each, but those pellets are really add up as the game progresses. So I really want to see more forward airs and back airs coming out from the Villager. Just all these empty hops he's doing, as he rolls through an almost edge the up smash, all these empty hops the Villager is doing could just have been little slingshot bolts coming out. So, as Wasting just runs straight through the Lloyd, gets the dash attack and gets the kill and takes game 1.
I did want to say, what a lovely DI coming out from Villager when they got caught, or by MrMayor getting caught out by
that was really good DI.
Yeah.
I thought he was dead for sure.
I mean, we got the mini cutscene and everything, which usually means death. Not always, but usually, unless you DI out of it really, really well.
You know what I realized?
What's up?
We didn't see a single tree that game.
No, we didn't. I don't think down B was used once.
No. That's a really powerful tool. Not necessarily to hit the tree.
It's great for edge guarding.
Yeah, hitting the tree is really good for edge guarding. It's really good into Link's recovery. It goes sort of at the angle that Link wants to come back up from, as well as it's a wall you put in the middle of the stage. Which is kind of a slept-on property about it. A lot of people are like, oh, it deals so much %, it hits so hard, it kills so early. But just having that wall in the middle of the stage to block your opponent's projectiles and just limit the ways they can come to you and fight back against you is really powerful. So that's another adaptation I'd love to see from MrMayor, is planting more trees and throwing more slingshot pellets as we start preparing to go into Game 2.
Yeah, going into Game 2, I am wondering if we're going to see any character substitutions, any switches. Yeah,
very possible that we could see like an Isabel coming out instead of a.
So, what do you think? I know Isabel isn't an echo of Villager.
Yeah,
they're very different in play
styles. They are very comparable. I've been told that Isabel has much better neutral tools for like boxing than Villager does.
Yeah.
So Isabel's much better in matchups that want to go in and you need those close-up tools to keep them out. Whereas Villager is a much better character at beating other projectile characters. Yeah. Lloyd Rocket being horizontal instead of vertical means that it's a lot easier for him to fight back against projectiles. And again, that tree wall makes it so hard for so many projectile characters to really get in on him. And that's the things that Isabel doesn't have.
Yeah, 100%. And no switches coming out from
switches.
This game. Again, yeah, it is one of those things. I feel like an Isabel switch here could definitely have worked out in...
I don't know. I think Villager's better than Isabel for the matchup.
Probably.
Especially the way Wasting was playing, he definitely does like to throw out the projectiles. I just think it's more of a play-style switch that needs to come from Enforcer to really start pulling ahead in these games.
We need to be seeing some trees coming out, I think, especially on the edge.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely on the edge. Every time Link's off stage, you want to be trying to get
gardening.
You start gardening, or you start charging up that bowling ball. It kind of depends on where he is off stage.
Yeah,
for sure.
And on top of that as well, we have the platforms now, right? We could be seeing Villager trying to hold those of the tree and just using the rockets and stay like kind of edge guarding on the platform sort of thing. I'm trying to think of the best way for Villager to go about this.
Yeah, there's definitely some interesting things. I think just wait for Link to have to recover low, and then use your great on-stage projectiles to kill him early.
Yeah.
Another part about the tree, though, that's really slept on, the axe is one of the best hitboxes that Villager has.
Yeah.
It comes out pretty quickly. It's incredibly strong, especially on shield as well. It's definitely a tool you can keep in mind to break shield with. So just having the tree on the field gives you the axe, which is just such a strong ability.
The tree or the axe there would have been fantastic.
Yeah, or the bowling ball, even if he was just in a slightly better place at a slightly better time. It's definitely a very doable matchup for Villager here. Enforcer just needs to really make these small edge cases work for him that he hasn't had working so far.
Good discipline there on the recovery as well, not immediately going for it.
Not going in straight into that S smash.
Yeah.
Not going far enough forward. Drop the bowling ball, just goes on stage instead of hitting, Wasting. Both players at incredibly high percent. One strong hit from either player is definitely going to mean the kill.
Yeah, both in rage as well. So
both players really want to get the kill. In these zoning matchups, having that chance of that extra credit is so important.
Yes, 100%.
Because it's like inevitable that you're going to eat random damage here and there, and getting the lead on that, having that random damage start ticking up earlier, just means so much in these matchups.
And that's going to be stock one going to Wasting there with a nice little left smash.
Yeah, was that one hit of F smash?
Yes, that was a single hit of F smash.
All right. And now, as we said, the percent just slowly starting to rack up on Enforcer. He's really going to need to find this kill soon, somehow. Maybe an edge guard, maybe something else, but your opponent living to 170 is really never what you want to see, no matter who you're playing.
No. And, oh, the nice little, giving him the knee, almost.
The cross up there.
Like,
only 45% down.
Oh, the tree.
Coming out. That boomerang, but he just immediately chops it down, but you can see what I'm talking about here. Enforcer maybe starting to try to really adapt to the matchup. We'll see what happens, as he's really not that far behind in this second stock in game 2.
I think another thing that seems to be fairly slept on, and please correct me if I'm wrong here, but Village's dash attack with the pot has...
Oh, it's very good for zoning people out. It's better on stages like Pokemon Stadium, where you're on those platforms and you can throw them off the platform, but even here, it is just sort of a good tool for like tech chasing and chasing rolls, where you can get that mix-up to catch the roll with that pot.
Yeah, that's, you know, it's one of those things. A lot of Villagers' moves have disjointed hitboxes because they're firing off a projectile or they're doing something. Where, like you're saying, you can, a lot of the zoning, other zoning characters, especially like think like Link, although he's a swordie, his hitboxes aren't quite as disjointed as him throwing a flower pot.
Yeah, they're definitely a lot slower than other sorties too.
Yeah.
He definitely takes some time to wind up his swings for sure.
Villager also has the option of pocketing the bomb and just not letting Link have it.
Yeah, though we haven't actually seen much of the bomb this game, so I don't think that's been too much of a dilemma for the Villager.
No, that is true. Yeah, a lot of Link players like to set up bomb tech.
I guess he might be afraid of having it pocketed in the first place, which is sort of an interesting like risk-reward interaction. You're like, well, do I give it to him and I take the chance, but then I just don't have the bomb in the first place, you know?
Yeah, but then you don't have the bomb, but he can't pocket any of your other projectiles.
Yeah. No, definitely. I think just getting the bomb out there, putting it in play, is very powerful. As back to the match, we see we see Link off stage, but Enforcer is still down 50%. Wasting just not able to make it back after that back throw. Means that 53% is what separates these two players. Definitely a very doable comeback for Enforcer here, especially with the high percents both players have been living to each stock. 94, a little more sus, however, by no means impossible.
Yeah, but Wasting's doing a great job on keeping him off the stage at the moment, or forward error now, and that's it for him.
Back. I started talking and Enforcer was at 50 and now he's at 113.
113 and only just got a hit into Wasting.
Yeah, oh my god. A great sequence of ledge trapping there from Wasting, just not letting Enforcer recover.
All it's going to take now is one smash attack and that is going to be game, set, and match for Wasting.
Oh! No, it could only take one imp from Enforcer. Villager, definitely a character amazing off stage, has these tools he could use, and as I say it,
that's going to be
game
2.
Over, and the dash attack to catch the unsafe roll means that Wasting will take the set 2-0 over Enforcer or MrMayor.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's going to be the game going towards MrMayor there, of course. Both players from the same school there, so I'm sure. Right? Yeah. So I'm sure they'll be having some banter.
Yeah, for sure. Just a really methodical game from both players. Wasting just really not getting hit by too many projectiles from MrMayor, just keeping that lead, always finding more hits, and just slowly grinding it out, and definitely getting those earlier kills means he will be the victor. So congratulations to Wasting for taking the game over MrMayor, and thank you all for tuning into the Alaska region match of EGFH Season 3. You can follow us at official EGF on Twitter and Twitch for updates and announcements, and I would like to once again thank our sponsors, Mob Crush and Playmakers Wanted, for helping make the season possible. I have been Toxic Gerbil. You can find me on Twitter at Toxic_Gerbil.
And I've been Cavan Navitcast Dignan, and you can find me on Twitter at Navitcasts. It's been an absolute pleasure having you all here, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow for Rocket League.